Hello everyone, I'm Wendell Jones and welcome to this edition of our program, The Platform. And on our program, we are going to talk about some very important things that you want to know. And by the way, we wish Bahamians around the Commonwealth of the Bahamas a happy independence, the 45th anniversary of independence. And we wish one of our major sponsors, Peter Nygaard, happy anniversary, as his organization is celebrating 50 years in the fashion industry around the world. And he's doing some wonderful things, not only in the Bahamas, in the United States, in Canada, but around the world. And his employees in Africa, in China, they all join us in saluting Peter Nygaard on his 50th anniversary in the fashion industry. His daughter, Bianca Nygaard, is always here with me, and she brings important guests and some very exciting guests on a weekly basis. And today we are speaking with someone who is working in the community, feeding people. The social development challenges are many in the Bahamas, and Mr. Philip Smith has risen to the occasion and the challenges that we have in the Bahamas Feeding Network. He is the Chief Executive Officer of that network, and he's our guest on the program today. Philip Smith, good to see you here.
Thank you, Wendell.
Nice to have you here.
Bianca,
Bianca nice to see you today.
Nice to see you too.
Beautiful colors as usual. She brings very nice colors to our, she lights up the set, you know.
I agree.
Thank you.
Every week.
I agree, Bianca.
We can look to some vibrant colors from Bianca every week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Philip Smith, how long have you been in this feeding program?
I have been feeding for almost 13 years.
13 years?
Yeah.
Now, you are a chartered accountant by profession, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I am. I'm the American qualified, so.
Okay, CPA.
CPA, yes. So I worked in that field for about 5 years, so I qualified in '84, worked until '87, and then I started a business, real estate development, and then about 13 years ago, exactly 13 years, I had some issues in life, and screamed out to the Lord about 13 years ago, what is it all about? You know, I don't know how many people.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, you know, like, what is this life really and truly all about? And he took me to a scripture verse that said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And then another one said, and as much as ye have done unto one of the least of these, ye have done unto me. And as I believe I got revelational understanding, I believe that that was to help others. You know, he was basically saying that literally as you help the poor, you're giving to him. And I think that's literal, you know, because it does say, and as much as you've done unto one of the least, you've done unto me. And as I took that on, you know, that every month it became deeper and deeper over a 10-month period. And that was it for me. I just gave my whole life from that day. I felt that there was nothing greater that one can do than giving to the poor, because you are actually giving to the Lord. And so I've dedicated my whole life doing that since then.
And you've developed this program called Bahamas Feeding Network.
Yes. So I basically had a fairly simple organization where I collected food from wholesalers, and we did some cooking, and then I went around in a Jeep, on a van, and a truck sometimes, and just distributed it in various communities. Well, 5 years ago, December 2013, Frank Crothers, Ambassador Frank Crothers, he had this idea of the network. Why don't we come together? He supported me for a while, and then he said, why don't we start this network where we can give to many different feeding organizations. So today we give to more than 100 feeding organizations, and on a regular basis. So on a weekly basis, we cook over 3,000 meals. We do about 3,300 meals every week, and we distribute that to about 30 different organizations. And then on an annual basis, about twice a year, we give vouchers, food vouchers, and we will give sometimes as much as $40,000 to $50,000 in food vouchers to basically 100 different feeding organizations, soup kitchen, and they're located here in Nassau, some in the Family Islands. Yeah.
Wow, that's very remarkable. We're always on this show looking to encourage people to help, and a lot of people do want to help, and so to give them places and opportunity where they may be able to help. So whether they would like to volunteer to be a part of your program or whether they need help themselves, that's what the information that we're always trying to get out.
Yes, excellent. Well, like I say, we are located, our feeding center is located on Forks Hill Road. As you come down the hill from St. Anne's, we are directly south of the police station. And anyone needing help, there are many persons, you know, the Department of Statistics say that there are 12.8% of the population that probably experienced hunger. That equates to 43,000 persons. And so we're finding that on a monthly basis. So a year and a half ago, we did 1,500 meals. So today, it has doubled in just over a year and a half. So, you know, just today, as I left to come here, there were people lined up outside, you know, new people saying, you know, we need some grocery, please, please, you know. And so it's a real challenge that every day, you know, you come across persons who every day of their life, it's a challenge.
And you say you support 100 organizations?
Yes, 100.
And they are only in New Providence?
Some in the Family Islands. We have about 10 to 12 organizations in the Family Islands, some in Grand Bahama, Andros, Eleuthera, Abaco.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you select them?
We select them, you know, because we have been in the business as long as we have. We know the persons who, you know, are, because, you know, you have to be somewhat discriminating in that knowing whether these persons that make up, you know, the members are truly those who will reach out to the community. You know, sometimes I find that, you know, even churches sometimes they're inward looking. They may not go out into the community as much as you would like them to. And so we prefer to deal with those persons who, or those organizations that tend to go into the community, you know, even outside of their membership, you know.
And some of them are church organizations, eh?
Yeah, well, 90% of our membership, 85% of churches, 85% of that 100, more than 100, 105 organizations are made up of churches.
So in the Bahamas Food Network, you have a membership as well?
Well, the membership is made up of over 100 organizations.
Organizations,
yes,
okay.
Yes, that's the membership.
And you reach out to thousands of people?
Yes, so on a weekly basis, for example, we have over 30 organizations. So we will feed on a Thursday and a Sunday. We cook that food, we start. The volunteers are absolutely amazing. So we have 40 volunteers that come anywhere between 4 and 6 days a week. They're not paid. They're giving their time. And they, for example, we cook 2,000 meals on a Sunday. So they prep all day Saturday. They come at about 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning and they leave at 3. And then they're back at 10 p.m. And they go from 10 p.m. until 5 the next day.
Wow. Bianca is always finding these exciting people. How did you find Mrs. Smith?
Oh, through social media. They have a wonderful social media site. And so when I found it, I definitely wanted to bring it to the show. You know, my father actually is rags to riches story, and went a time where he was begging for food, and there was a time here where he was feeding a lot of people because of that. And I figured that the show would be a great platform, and he would approve to really get that word out, as well as I would love to volunteer and help. I think it's such a wonderful opportunity to get hands-on with the community and really see firsthand and help out people. Because I know you can't do things, even if you wanted to get a job or you wanted to do some hard work or do something, you can't do it if you're hungry. You can't do it if your children are crying and starving and everything. So this, you have to start by, you know, getting sleep, getting your nutrition, getting food, before you can go on to do other things.
Exactly. School children, for example, Wendell, you know, I don't think they can properly concentrate if they are hungry, you know, so very important that those kids have a meal, you know, and a lot of kids go to school.
And so you have the facilities to cook meals at your headquarters?
Yes, we cook, like I said, 2,000 meals. We cook on a Sunday.
A day?
Yeah, on a Sunday we cook 2,000 meals. Okay, so like I said, the volunteers, they begin cooking at 10 p.m. and
10 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have 12 pots of rice that come out. You have to come and see it. You're
Yeah.
going to just, it's going to blow your mind. And Wendell, please, anytime you can make it. But 12 pots of rice, and the guy who cooks, his name is Solomon. He's our chief chef. And I don't know how he does it, but every grain of rice comes out one, you know. It's amazing. 12 pots of rice. I mean, huge pots of rice. And then the chicken, we do 37 cases of chicken. So they're cleaning those chicken on a Saturday. 37 cases in order to do that 2,000 meals on a Sunday, you know? So just amazing. And
So your meals are not every day?
we cook on Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay.
Okay, so they're prepping on Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday for Sunday and Thursday. And then we give out food parcels the other 4 days of the week. So we give out grocery bags the other 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have incredible support from Bahamas Food Services. I have a friend, Godfrey Harding at Bahamas International Foods. In fact, it was his idea. We're having a stakeout on Saturday, this Saturday. And it was his idea, and we're trying to sell 3,500 tickets. And we could raise $40,000 if we have all the tickets sold and if we have all the food items donated. So please, would love the public support in any way possible. It's Saturday. We'll be there from 12 noon until 6 this Saturday, the 7th of July.
Where will it be located?
It's Fox Hill Road. So if you're coming from the Eastern Road, you come down the hill, St. Anne's School or St. Anne's Church is at the top of the hill. As you come down the hill, right below the hill is a police station at the right. We're the very next building south of the police station.
Okay.
Is that your headquarters?
Yes, that is where we do all the cooking.
Now you have, I'm sure, a number of people who work with you as a board of directors,
Yes.
Management group.
Yes.
Who are they?
Who are they? So we have Frank Crothers, who is our founder, and Ambassador Frank Crothers. Felix Stubbs is our chairman. We have Peter Whitehead from Gunite Pools. He is a member of the board. Elaine Pinder from, Elaine from Bamboo Shack. Pastor Timothy Stewart. He is also a director. Patricia Hermans. She was just at National Insurance. We have Sean Marie. He's a partner with McKinney. And then you have Shane Davis. You have Tony Myers. You have Brent's wife, Robin Simonet. And then you have the gentleman that's in charge of the Salvation Army, and who is there now. And then you have the former head of the Salvation Army, Lester Ferguson.
So you have some influential people to help you to bring the goods in.
Yeah, you know,
and to spread the word.
Right, and you know, almost all of those directors give personally themselves, and then, of course, the thing with fundraising, I believe, Wendell, is, you know, it's a relationships. That's how I find that it works, you know, and so we use the board to reach out to their persons that they have good connections with, you know, so
good.
I'm constantly pushing them.
We come to our first break here on our program. We are talking about the Bahamas Feeding Network and what they do in our community. There are a whole lot of people who are in need, and they fill a void for people who need food in the Bahamas today. We take this break here on our program. We'll come right back.
the Bahamas, a land of plenty, 1 out of every 7 persons lives in poverty, living on a daily budget of $11.64. Many of us know the intimate pain of hunger, but there is hope. Each week at the Mosif House in Fox Hill, a team of 40 volunteers cooks and distributes 2,200 hot meals to those who might otherwise go to bed hungry. The Bahamas Feeding Network relies on your donations, which not only provide meals to those who have no other choice but to rely on the generosity of strangers, but also offers the chance of human interaction for those who have become invisible right among us. Since 2013, the Bahamas Feeding Network has distributed more than $450,000 in food vouchers to over 100 soup kitchens, feeding centers, and churches. Your donation can help us satisfy the burn that the hungry knows all too well. Call 676-2636 or visit us at BahamasFeedingNetwork.org to donate today. Hunger hurts. Together, we can ease the pain.